Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome devotees to our morning Bhagavatam class. Today we continue with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, Verse 2, and the chapter is entitled The Birth of Emperor Parikshit. We will start with the opening, with the invocation prayers, and we will go straight into the class. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Nittai Gaura Haribo 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 Nittai Gaura Haribo Nittai Gaura Haribo 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 Nittai Gaura Haribo Jayom Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parigvarcharya Stotra to Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jayom Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parigvarcharya Stotra to Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nita Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutara Shrimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Namani. Namaste Krishna Padaya, Prapashita Atmani, Shri Gaura Karma Shakti Bhakti Tirtha Namani. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutala Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarani. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chevam Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayomudai Udirayet Nashta Prayishta Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So as we just said, that we will be discussing from Canto 1, Chapter 12, verse 2, chapters entitled The Birth of Emperor Parikshit. I will chant the verse 3 times, and I request devotees to please chant after me. Tasya janma mahabuddhe karma nicha mahatmana nidhanam cha yateva shit sapritya gatavan yata. Tasya janma mahabuddhe karma nicha mahatmana Nidhanam chayataivasit sapritya gatavan yata. Tasya janma mahabuddhe karma nicha mahatmana Nidhanam chayataivasit sapritya gatavan yata.
Tasya janma mahabuddhe karmani cha mahatmana vidhanam chayate vase sapetya gatavan yata.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to try? One more person, if possible. Okay. We will do the word-for-word translation. Tasya, his of Maharaj Parikshit. Janma, birth. Mahabudhe, of great intelligence. Karmani, activities. Cha, also. Mahatmana, of the great devotee. Nidhanam, demise. Cha, also. Yata, as it was. Eva, of course. Ashit, happened. Sa, he. Pratya, destination after death. Gatavan, achieved. Yata, as it were. Transition and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. How was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was a highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place, and what did he achieve after his death? Purport. The king of Hastinapur, now Delhi, used to be the emperor of the world, at least till the time of the son of Emperor Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother, so he could certainly be saved from an untimely death due to the ill will of the son of a Brahmana. Because the age of Kali began to act just after the assumption of power by Maharaj Parikshit, the first sign of misgivings was exhibited in the cursing of such a greatly intelligent and devoted king as Maharaj Parikshit. The king is the protector of the helpless citizens, and their welfare, peace, and prosperity depend on him. Unfortunately, by the instigation of the fallen age of Kali, an unfortunate Brahmana's son was employed to condemn the innocent Maharaj Parikshit, and so the king had to prepare himself for death within 7 days. Maharaj Parikshit is especially famous as one who is protected by Vishnu, and when he was unduly cursed by a Brahmana's son, he could have invoked the mercy of the Lord to save him, but he did not want to because he was a pure devotee. A pure devotee never asks the Lord for any undue favor. Maharaj Parikshit knew that the curse of the Brahmana's son upon him was unjustified, as everyone else knew, but he did not want to counteract it because He knew also that the age of Kali had begun and that the first symptom of the age, namely degradation of the highly talented Brahmana community, had also begun. He did not want to interfere with the current of the time, but he prepared himself to meet death very cheerfully and very properly. Being fortunate, he got at least 7 days to prepare himself to meet death. And so he properly utilized the time in the association of Sukadev Goswami, the great saint and devotee of the Lord. Om Aganatimirandasya Gyanagana Shalakaya Chakshur Onmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the translation again, how was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was a highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place? And what did he achieve after his death? So here, Srila Prabhupada is saying that Maharaj Parikshit was a pure devotee of the Lord. And he was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother, Uttara, so that he could, and if we remember a quick recap of the pastime was the son of Dronacharya, Ashwatthama, was very had a lot of animosity towards the Pandavas, and one of the reasons was because the Pandavas, their chief and commander, killed his father, Dronacharya. So Ashwatthama, being very devious in his mentality, wanted to kill the future generation of the Pandavas. So he actually had the power to shoot a Brahmastra weapon, but did not know how to recall it. So out of anger, he wanted to use the Brahmastra weapon to kill Maharaj Parikshit, who was in the womb of his mother. But by the mercy of the Lord, he was saved in that mother's womb. So Srila Prabhupada is saying here that the same Parikshit who was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother could have also been saved from the curse of the Brahmana's son. Why wasn't he? So just to do a quick recap of why Maharaj Parikshit was cursed to die in 7 days, was when he was out hunting, he was very thirsty and he came upon the hut of a Brahmana asking for water. And he asked the Brahmana, who was in meditation. The Brahmana was in meditation. So Maharaj Parikshit asked the Brahmana once for water. The Brahmana did not come out of meditation, asked him twice, did not come out of meditation, asked him 3 times, did not come out of meditation. This angered Maharaj Parikshit very much, that he reacted towards the Brahmana not responding to his request for water, that he found a dead snake outside of the hut and threw it around the neck of the Brahmana. Of course, the Brahmana was still in meditation and he had no idea. So his son, Shringi, comes, who was, I think, a little boy. I want to say 5 years old, 7 years old, very, very small. Saw what Maharaj Parikshit did to his son and cursed the king to die in 7 days. And the Brahmana came out of meditation, was very, very sorry that he could not comply to the request of the king, that he was not happy with the curse of his son. So Maharaj Parikshit, when he was cursed to die in 7 days, he took it as the mercy of the Lord. He did not get angry, like how we would normally do. He did not retaliate. He did not fight back. He didn't even wage war. He just took it as Krishna's mercy. pretty amazing if you think about that, right? Here, someone is cursed to die in 7 days, and he just complied and prepared for death. Didn't rage war, didn't rage anger, didn't nothing, just took it as the Lord's mercy. So here, Srila Prabhupada is saying, if the same Maharaj Parikshit was saved in the womb of his mother Uttara, why could he not have been saved from the curse of the Brahmana's son? Srila Prabhupada tells us here that when Maharaj Parikshit came into power, the signs of Kali Yuga, the age of Kali, the age of quarrel, the age of degradation, we see it, right? It's all around us. The age of degradation where we are pulled from spiritual life and forced to go deeper in material sense gratification. The age of Kali was setting in, was beginning to set in. And the first sign was the cursing of the great, intelligent, pure devotee of the Lord Maharaj Parikshit. So that was the first sign of the age of quarrel, Kali Yuga. Cursing of a great, intelligent, pure devotee like Maharaj Parikshit. So if we carefully read Srila Prabhupada's purports in the, his words in the purport, he stated, that's why it's so important that we really read Srila Prabhupada's purport and transcription, several times. Excuse me, several times to really get the full, lack of better word, story, situation, and the meaning to the verse. So here, Srila Prabhupada is saying that the boy was instigated by the age of Kali. Okay, if we remember again, Srila Prabhupada said that there were signs. The first sign that Kali Yuga was beginning to set in was when the Brahmana's son cursed a very great and intelligent pure devotee of the Lord, Maharaj Parikshit. So because Kali Yuga was already setting in by this first sign, Kali Yuga instigated and employed the Brahmana's son to curse the king to die in 7 days. That is the power of Kali Yuga. It can really instigate us to fall prey into Maya. That's why we have to be very, very, very careful that we have devotee association so that we can be rescued from the instigation of Kali Yuga. Imagine this, right? That Kali Yuga was setting it, it instigated this Brahmana's son to curse the king to die in 7 days. The Brahmana's son didn't even know that he was instigated. That is the power of the age of quarrel that we have to be very careful of, be very aware. Sometimes it comes in such subtle, unknowing channels. We have to be very aware, just like what His Grace Vishwagata Prabhu was mentioning yesterday, right? That is why it's very important that the two important out of the 6 loving exchanges of devotional service is to reveal one's mind in confidence and to inquire confidentially. It's really critical that we really begin to develop that understanding, to practice. That's the one I was trying to find the word. To practice the mood of inquiring confidentially and revealing one's mind in confidence, because Kali Yuga is not getting any better. And we will definitely get instigated knowingly and unknowingly. So it's very important that we really take shelter of the devotees. Am I hearing some background noise here? For some reason, I'm hearing that. Okay, I apologize. So, yes. So Maharaj Parikshit also knew that the Brahmana's curse was unjustified. He knew that it was like, come on, you're going to curse me for this? I mean, 7 days, really? He knew that it was unjustified, but he didn't want to counteract because Maharaj Parikshit, as Srila Prabhupada is mentioned in the verse, he is of great intelligence and a pure devotee of the Lord. So we got to keep that in mind. He was of great intelligence and pure devotee of the Lord. So because he was very intelligent, he did not want to counteract the curse because he knew that the age of quarrel was setting in. He did not want to interfere what is about to unravel in Kali Yuga. He did not want to be in the way. He wanted to get out of the way for Kali Yuga to unfold. So he knew, age of Kali is setting in. And the first sign is the cursing of a great intelligent devotee of the Lord. So I should get out of the way because Kali Yuga is setting in. I should not interfere for what is about to unfold. Imagine that, right? Just accepting the curse and surrendering to the Lord. It's really powerful. So now, Srila Prabhupada goes on to say that the king could have begged for mercy of the Lord, right? He could have. He was safe in his mother's womb. He could have asked the Lord and begged for mercy, when he was cursed to die in 7 days, but he did not do that. Even Srila Prabhupada said that he was always protected by the Lord, but he still didn't beg for mercy. Why didn't he? Right? Like if we were told, my God, we have 7 days to live, we will find some means to hire or find a doctor that's going to make us live for another 7 more days, probably 7 more months, probably 7 more years, right? If we are put into any situation, we are going to find some way, somehow, to extend our lives. And we're going to beg, we're going to pray for the Lord's mercy, we're going to speak to friends, we're going to borrow money, right? All that we're going to do. But Maharaj Parikshit didn't do that. Why? So Srila Prabhupada says, because the pure devotees of the Lord never ask for the Lord's favor. The pure devotees of the Lord are very knowledgeable that they don't ask the Lord for favors. They only surrender to the Lord's will. They don't ask for favors. They only surrender to the Lord's will and to serve the Lord duly and wholeheartedly. It's very difficult to come to that level. It's very difficult. Really, really difficult. So here, Srila Prabhupada is teaching us, in this material world, there is danger at every step. Padam, padam, yad vipadam. Every single step. We don't even know when, where, or how our lives will come to an end. Every step, there's danger. This is one of my favorite verse. Padam, padam, yad vipadam. Powerful, powerful, Tesham. Very, very powerful. Because it's very important that as devotees, practicing devotees, that we remember this. Every step there is danger. And why is it so important to remember that? So that we don't become attached to the material world and we become closer to the Lord and surrender our lives to the Lord. Thy will be done. So the more we hear Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavatam, the more we hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, the more it will help us to get, to lessen our panic, reduce our anger when the unexpected strikes us. Padam padam yad vipadam, right? Every day, every step there is danger, right? So because we know every step there is danger, what do? We have to become strong to not to fall prey in the material world. But how do we do that? We go back to the first of the 7 devotional processes, Shravanam, hearing, hearing, hearing. And the more we hear Bhagavad Gita and the more we hear Bhagavatam, the more we will be able to handle unexpected strikes from the material energy. I was reading a nice analogy from Braja Bihari Prabhu yesterday, and I want to share it with you all. It's pretty interesting, you know, and he used the example of an ostrich. He says an ostrich is oblivious of dangers and prefers to think he is safe, even when he hears the roaring of the lions. When all the animals escape, the ostrich digs the ground with his beak and puts his head in the ground, hoping that the lion won't see him, right? Imagine this picture of a big ostrich, right? Digging the ground, putting his head in the ground, thinking, oh, so no one's going to see me. You know, he's the only one that can see himself because he's in the ground. But his body is so huge that it cannot be hidden, nor can it be avoided. Very interesting analogy. Similarly, we may declare, like the ostrich, that the world is a beautiful place and there are no miseries. However, such artificial all is well approach is foolish and will not solve the problem. Whenever we think, oh my God, this is such a beautiful place, right? No miseries, everything's good. All is well, all is well. When we keep saying all is well, that's when we are foolish and we won't solve the problem. Because how can all be well when death, disease, and old age and birth attacks us? We cannot deny the misery. Death will come upon us. Disease will come upon us. Old age will come upon us. We can't deny that. We cannot say, okay, disease, go away. I'm not ready for you right now. Or we can't say, old age, you know what? I'm not ready for it not right now, so I'm not going to turn 50 years this year. You just wait when I'm ready to turn 50 years. No, it's going to come upon us. And old age and death, same thing. It doesn't wait for us. We cannot deny the miseries. So here, an intelligent person knows that this world is a miserable place. Srila Prabhupada says, one who has the spiritual intelligence should know that this world is a miserable place. And only the spiritually intelligent will use their time and their effort to invest his heart at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and surrender and take shelter of the Supreme Lord, where he does not get bewildered. Rather, he finds peace when he surrenders at the feet of the Lord. That is a spiritually intelligent person, Srila Prabhupada says. One who knows that this miserable world is just a place of misery. Therefore, I have to surrender my heart, my mind, my soul, my body, my senses, my actions, everything at the feet of the Lord, where I will find peace. Right? And that is the goal of life. That is the goal of life. So we should be intelligent and accept the sufferings and remember Krishna and our eternal lost home, because sufferings are going to come upon us. We cannot deny it. There is no one in this world that will say, I have no suffering. Even a newborn baby goes through suffering. Think about it, right? Diaper rash, that's a suffering. Colic, that's a suffering. Babies go through stomach pain, that's a suffering. Ear infection, the list goes on. As soon as a soul takes birth, the suffering begins. So we cannot say suffering don't come. Bhashya Prabhupada says we should be intelligent, that when the suffering comes, we remember the Lord and our eternal home and surrender everything that we have, our mind, our body, our senses, our actions, our thoughts, everything at the feet of the Lord. Give everything to him so that we can remember the Lord at the time of death, just as Maharaj Parikshit did, and go back to the spiritual world. So Maharaj Parikshit was given 7 days to prepare for death. He had 7-day notice. We don't even know if we'll get 7 hours, 7 minutes, 7 months. We don't know. In some instances, based on the kind of health disease, we are given some notification that there is no hope. So prepare to go downhill. So in that case, that is Krishna's mercy. Oh, wow. You know, I have this issue. I have that problem. I have this disease. I know so many devotees who have left their bodies, including my spiritual master, due to some health disease. And in that health disease, they kind of know how much time they have left. Kinda. Not exactly, but kinda. But at least they know there's no hope to get better. So time to prepare to check out. That is Krishna's mercy. And all the devotees that I've known who left their bodies because of a health disease, they prepared their mind and their body and their consciousness and surrendered everything at the lotus feet of the Lord until the time of death, until their last breath. Why? Because they saw that, okay, Krishna, you have given me this disease, and the doctors are saying there is no hope. So I should prepare to check out. This is your mercy that you're giving me to really use this time to chant the holy names, to read about you, to hear your glories, to engage in your service, you know, to be in devotee association, to wrap myself around your energy so that at the time of death, I can go back to you. That is Krishna's mercy. You know, I think knowing that one will get some notice of how long he or she will be in that body, it's a blessing and mercy from the Lord, just as Maharaj Parikshit. He was given 7 days. He did not get angry at the Brahmana's son. He did not rage war. He has a very powerful army. He did not rage war. He didn't, you know, curse back, didn't get angry, nothing. He says, you know what? This is Krishna's mercy. I got 7 days. I'm going to use it to the best of my ability. And what did he do? He searched. And he surrendered at the feet of Sukadeva Goswami to hear the glories of the Lord. 7 days. Now here we are in Canto 1, chapter 12, verse 2. Maharaj Parikshit heard the whole Bhagavatam in 7 days. He did not eat. He did not sleep. He did not even blink. He didn't even, nothing. He was listening to the whole Bhagavatam for 7 days. And when it was time to leave his body, I believe he was bitten by a snake bird. I forgot the name of the bird, but it was a snake bird. He was bitten by the snake bird and left his body and went back home, back to Godhead. So imagine if we didn't get any notice, any word from the doctor, and we are walking and suddenly death is upon us unexpectedly. We didn't have time to prepare our hearts, our minds, our consciousness for death. Right? As when we go back to the verse, padam padam yad vipadam. Every danger, every step that's a danger. We didn't have time. But here, Maharaj Parikshit is given 7 days. So because we know every step there's danger, so what should we do? We should use this body, this human form of life that the Lord has given us in Krishna service. Self-realization. Why am I given this human form of life? To use it in Krishna service, to use it in spirituality, to surrender to the Lord's lotus feet, to serve the devotees, to engage my mind, body, and senses in Krishna service. Right? The world is full of danger. Srila Prabhupada says, this world is no place for a gentleman and a gentlewoman. This is no place whatsoever. So he says, because we know that this world is no place for gentlemen or gentlewomen, so what should we do? We should engage in the chanting of the holy name. We should encourage one another to chant the holy name. That is our saving grace. The devotees of the Lord, however, are not meant to remain in this miserable, dangerous place. That's like Srila Prabhupada says. This material world is no place for gentlemen or gentlewomen. So a devotee is not meant to remain in this crazy material world of misery and danger. Therefore, what should we do? We should take advantage of engaging this human form of life in Krishna consciousness. We should engage in hearing more and more. Every morning hear Bhagavatam class, evening Bhagavad Gita classes. Come to the temple every Sunday without fail. Attend the temple programs on time. Punctuality is very important. Hear the lectures attentively. Participate in Kirtan and Arti. Chant the holy names. Partake in Krishna Prasadam. Go out on the streets and chant the holy name. Engage in devotional service. That is so important. To engage in devotional service. We all should have a regular devotional service in the temple, because it's only by service are we connected to Krishna service. Service is a manifestation of Krishna himself. Just as the chanting of the holy name is Krishna's personification. Krishna as a person, Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, and the chanting of the holy name, the Mahamantra, is none different. Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, and devotional service is none different. It's none different. It's one and the same. So we should have regular devotional service in the temple that keeps us connected to the temple, that keeps us connected to the Supreme Lord, keeps us connected to the devotees. Very important that we come together and have sadhu sangha regularly. Extremely important, because it's only by the mercy of the devotees will we learn how to get out of this material bondage. It's only by the mercy of the devotees will we learn, oh my Lord, Kali Yuga is trying to hire me. Kali Yuga is trying to instigate me. Kali Yuga is trying to employ me to be caught in her material energy. I got to get out. I need help. It's only the devotees. Only the devotees. So this was my reflection, my realization from this beautiful verse. I will read the verse again and would request devotees to please share any reflections, realizations, thoughts from this class. Maharaj Parikshit, translation. How was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did the death take place and what did he achieve after his death? Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any reflections? Yes, Hare Krishna, Colby.
Hare Krishna. I was just wondering, so I understand it's a great offense to commit an offense against a devotee of the Lord. So I was wondering what happened to the Brahmana's son. Was he punished for this curse?
That's a very good question. I'm going to ask Mother Geeta if she knew what happened, or my husband.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. No, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know either because I don't think it was mentioned. My husband is online. I don't know whether he knows the answer. Parikshit, okay, he's not available to answer. I don't know what happened, Colby, but you know what? I'll try to find the answer for you. Thank you. That was a very nice question, actually. That was a very nice question. I will definitely try to get that answer for you. Because now that you asked, I'm also curious to know the answer. Thank you. I know in Krishna consciousness, what we were told, now I don't know if this is what the Brahmana son did, which I'll definitely find the answer and ask you and let you know. But I know in devotional life, when we have offended a devotee of the Lord, we should, Krishna says that we should go to that devotee and ask for forgiveness. Only then will the Lord forgive us. Sometimes we were taught, or we were told, or we thought that, oh, okay, I have offended so-and-so, Krishna, please forgive me. Krishna says that I will forgive you if that devotee has forgiven you because you have hurt my devotee. So when we have offended a devotee, we should go to the devotee and ask for forgiveness. Automatically, Krishna has forgiven us just by the devotee's mercy. That's what I've been taught in Vaishnava etiquette and Krishna consciousness. So, but I will ask about this question that you have. That's a very nice question, Colby. And it's so nice to see you back online with us, Colby. Really, really nice to see you online. Any other questions from devotees? Any thoughts? Any takeaways? Any reflection? Anything from this really powerful, amazing class. When I was reading this verse, I had to read it at least 4 times, 3 to 4 times, because it's very Srila Prabhupada's purpose have a lot of hidden lessons that we have to read between the lines. And when I was reading this verse, the purport, what came to my mind repeatedly was this verse, padam padam yadvi padam. Every step there's danger unexpectedly. And how first, for me was that because we know that every step there's danger, wow, then I should definitely be more and more, learning, hearing how to surrender myself, be in the right association, increase my desire for chanting, increase my desire for reading and hearing and devotee association, and especially temple service, engaging in service, so that, I never forget the Lord, and I was remembering this from Bhakti Swami, where he says that we should be so engaged, so much engaged in service, so much engaged in devotee association, so attached to sadhu sangha and chanting and hearing and listening, and speaking, that we never forget the Lord, because death can come upon us at any time. So I was really remembering that when I was reading this really powerful purport, and how sometimes, and what was coming to my mind is, when we get sick, when we don't have much time to live, or when we are fighting with a health ailment, we should see it as the mercy of the Lord. And of course, to find ways, if there's ways to get better, so that we can use this body longer to serve the Lord, but simultaneously to also prepare for the untimely death that will come upon us by engaging and hearing, and just like what Maharaj Parikshit did for 7 days. He didn't eat, he didn't sleep, he didn't blink an eye. He just heard the whole Bhagavatam for 7 days. And here we are only in the first canto. Krishna and Chaitanya, such mercy we have. And yes, very amazing. Yes, Mother Gita, please, Mother.
Hare Krishna. So I was going through Srila Prabhupada's, I believe, in the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, verse 47. It is said the foolish boy, that is talking about Shringi, was of course excused by the Lord. But
Oh.
others who may not have a father like Shamika Rishi will be put into great difficulty if they misuse the advantages obtained by birth in a Brahmana family. So here it says the Lord excused Shringi.
Wow. Amazing. So that's your answer, Colby. The Lord excused and pardoned the Brahmana's son. Amazing.
Thank you for finding that, Mother Gita.
That was nice. Thank you. Yes, Mother, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Any other comments? I'm so glad Mother Gita was able to find the answer for us. Amazing. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other comments, reflection, takeaway, realization from this class? Please do raise your hand. You can just jump right in. And just would like to remind devotees of our evening class this evening, Bhagavad Gita circle at 6 o'clock. Please do join us. We'll be continuing with chapter 13. The chapter is entitled The Nature, Enjoyer, and the Consciousness. Very technical, but at the same time, very amazing. Really powerful to actually see how the three are so prominent in our lives, in our everyday lives. So please do join us this evening at 6 o'clock. Until then, if there are no questions, we thank you all for joining us. Vanchakarpatubhyascha kripasindhavaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a wonderful day, devotees. And so nice to see you, Mother Gita.
Thank you. Sorry, I've been...
No, Mother, I completely understand. But whenever I see you, it's like I get so happy.
Yeah, health challenges. So.
I understand, Mother. Take care of your health. Your health comes first.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.